Welcome back everyone to my Generation 3 Master Quest series. In today's episode, I'm gonna go over what I've been doing so far in my Pokemon Sapphire save file. So as you can see in my notes, for the past 10 days since I started playing it, I've been pretty busy. So far, I haven't beat the last Wally rival fight or the league yet. I saved it for today because I just wanted to cap off the journey with this video. But yeah, so far I've just been logging what I've been doing day to day, and it's something I wish I would have started doing much earlier with my Fire Red playthrough and my Emerald playthrough. I did have in mind to do that too, but I guess I got so caught up with shiny hunting that I got tunnel vision and just forgot about it. But going forward, I will be logging the journeys in this similar fashion because I like seeing my progress on paper. I like logging my favorite moments or stuff that I do in the games, kind of like an adventure would. When I was little, one of my first games was Platinum. I think it was my second ever Pokemon game. And every time you would save the game and boot up the game again the next day, it would show you like a little log journal of your adventure. And ever since then, I've wanted to do that, but I just never got around to it. But from now on, I'll be doing that. Some of the things I've included are like teaching my Pokemon moves I normally wouldn't learn. I've traded them to my childhood Emerald to teach them moves like Ice Punch or Rock Slide, because when do you ever get to use an Ice Punch Gardevoir in a regular Gen 3 playthrough, or a Rock Sliding Heracross? So I'm lucky enough to have a link cable in multiple games to be able to do that, and I've been having a lot of fun with these move sets. I've also traded my Heracross to my Leaf Green, my childhood Leaf Green, and thankfully I still didn't use the Double Edge move tutor. Those are a one-time thing, so I used that NPC to teach my Heracross Double Edge because I thought it'd be much better than Hyper Beam, because I'd much rather have a recoil move than a one-turn cooldown move. Another fun thing that I've been doing while I log my journey is like making a headcanon for my journey. As I go along, I like make up little stories. Earlier in the journey, I caught a Zigzagoon, and it has a pickup ability, so it's just been like scavenging items for me. It's come in pretty useful, and eventually I was able to teach it Thief right after the Brawly fight. And with Thief, you can steal moves from wild Pokemon or trainer Pokemon, and sometimes, or not steal moves, you can steal items, but sometimes wild Pokemon are holding items, and on rare occasions, NPC Pokemon, they hold items. One that really comes to mind is the Karate Girl that's outside of Meteor Falls. She has fighting type Pokemon, of course, but they're holding the Black Belt, and the Black Belt, it boosts fighting type moves by 10%, and it's the only place you can get the Black Belt too, in case you didn't know, in the Generation 3 games. And you know, by then my Zigzagoon was a Linoon, so it like stole the Black Belt from the Karate Girl for my Heracross. So it's like little stuff like that I like to make little stories of as I play along. It just makes it more enjoyable. Also with my team, I opted to use some of my favorites too. I mean, who doesn't use their favorites in a playthrough? But these are some of my more like mainstream favorites, Pokemon that people tend to like. I know I said before that I'm not a big fan of fire types in general. So I kind of find it funny that I always find a way to not use fire types, but always have some sort of fire type move for coverage. So like a little tidbit about me, when I've been playing Pokemon growing up, a lot of my friends are like, oh, you're so lame, you don't like fire type Pokemon. And for example, I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, this is my favorite fire type, and I show them like a flying type, because like I've said before, I think they're better fire types. Or like I show them my Weezing, one of my favorite Pokemon, and I'm like, this is my favorite fire type because it knows, or it has Levitate, and it can learn Flamethrower and Fire Blast. And I'm like, this is the best fire type. It's immune to ground, and it has powerful fire type moves. So, yeah, Weezing, I really like it, and it's my favorite fire type. Not really though, but I've also caught a Heracross. I almost never use Heracross in Hoenn. I was surprised to learn when I was little that you could get one. I never found one in Hoenn because I didn't know about the bike obstacles when I was little. But I decided to use one in this playthrough as soon as I could get one because Heracross is so cool. It also famously took down Gary's Magmar, which is a fire type. Heracross is a better fire type. I'm just kidding. Gardevoir, I mean, who doesn't like Gardevoir? It's such a cool Pokemon. It gets set up with Calm Mind. It has pretty decent coverage. My Swampert, of course, the shiny Swampert, Wolf. If you don't know about the nickname, one of my favorite actors is Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things and from various other things. And, you know, Swampert has fins. This guy's name is Finn, and his last name is pretty cool, Wolfhard. But since I can only use 5 characters in these games, I just named it Wolf. Shiftry. I love grass types, and Shiftry is one of those Pokemon that I almost always use whenever it's available to me. I just think it's so cool, especially because there's an episode in the anime where there's one in the forest guarding like some giant tree, and it always reminded me of Naruto in the Hidden Leaf Village. So I always make sure to have a Shiftry on my team if possible. Tropius. I caught a Tropius only because I needed a flyer on this team, and while I was playing, I found this YouTuber and I recommended. I think her name was PB Carrot, and she just recently uploaded a video where she played Pokemon Ruby using only shiny Pokemon, and her favorite Pokemon was a Tropius. So I just decided to name this Tropius Carrot, but I mainly just use it for HMs like Fly, Strength, Cut, Rock Smash. I replaced Cut with Flash though, because I needed a Flash for the Victory Road. But yeah, I decided to include the Wally fight in this video because Wally is also one of my favorite NPCs or characters from Hoenn. I just always thought he was cool, especially in the manga, like how he overcame his illness and became stronger. And for this Elite Four run, my Heracross steamrolled Sydney, even with an Intimidate drop. It's just busted, like it's so strong. I love Heracross. It's just swept with Brick Break. Here with Phoebe, I did have more trouble. My Pokemon kept getting confused. And before I entered, I spent all my money on full restores because I had just sold most of my items. But I didn't think to get revives. So as you'll see later, I do end up with just like 2 Pokemon that can fight in my party. So I have to re-challenge the Elite Four. but I cut that out and I just went straight to the champion fight after this. But I wanted to show my first run of the Elite Four because Heracross is just so cracked. Like, it swept Sydney and it almost swept Glacia until the last Pokemon. But this Elite Four wasn't much of a problem. For movesets, I made sure to build around the Elite Four. Swampert, of course, has Surf, Waterfall, Ice Beam, Earthquake, like all the essentials. I mainly just had Waterfall on it just so I could get around on the map. I mean, it's not much of a problem because the other three moves are so good on it. For Shiftry, the thing with Shiftry was early on in the game, I was noticing that I needed more spots to be filled on my team. And I thought of Shiftry, but I wanted to catch it in a Luxury Ball. And in my notes, I traded over a Luxury Ball to this game so I could catch a C-Dot. But with C-Dot, I had in mind to teach it the move Explosion, which it gets by level up. I didn't feel like grinding for BP in the Battle Frontier for Explosion, so I just leveled it up to level 40, I think it was 43 or 44, and it learned Explosion. Then it evolved into Nuzleaf, and then I used the Leaf Stone to get it up to Shiftry, and I taught it Giga Drain. It learned Feint Attack too, and the last move, I was thinking of using Shadow Ball or Brick Break on it, but then I got curious and I was like, well, what is its hidden power? Because I didn't really need Shadow Ball or Brick Break. So I started just fighting a bunch of wild Pokemon, and I was so stumped on trying to figure out what the hidden power was. And eventually I learned that, oh, Shiftry has a dragon hidden power. And I thought that was really cool because Drake is a dragon type Elite Four. And as you'll see here, Shiftry uses hidden power dragon to take out with Salamence on low HP. Oh, and in the Glacia fight that just happened, my Heracross only got killed because of sheer cold. Yeah, that sucks. Then my Gardevoir, I taught it the Thunderbolt TM. I taught it Ice Punch via BP points. It knows Psychic and Calm Mind. Heracross, I also taught it Rock Slide and Double Edge, and it already had Brick Break when I caught it, and I just taught it Bulk Up just for setup, but I never really used Bulk Up. And Weezing, oh my god, I love Weezing so much. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, like easily in the top 10. It knows Flamethrower, it has Thunder, it also knows Explosion, and one of my favorite moves that I don't get to use often is Haze, because I hate when my team gets set up on. I didn't get to use Haze at all in this playthrough, but I just had it, just in case. I gave my Weezing the Charcoal just for the Flamethrower. My my Linoone that I had earlier, it used Thief to steal a spoon from Abra, and I just thought that was so funny, and I gave the spoon to Gardevoir. My Swampert has the Mystic Water from the Castform gift Pokemon. My Shiftry has the Miracle Seed, and Heracross the Black Belt. Unfortunately, Tropius has no item. But here you can see I cut straight to my second attempt, where I finally get to fight Steven with a full heal team. I made sure to bring a couple of revives and whatever full restores I had left on me. So my Pokemon leveled up a little bit more during the second Elite Four run. But Weezing really got to shine in this champion fight. It took down Skarmory without any problems. A lot of my team did struggle. I'm guessing because of the level discrepancy. And I was really careful during this playthrough not to overlevel my Swampert, because I really want to make it a Ribbon Master in Generation 3. And one of the requirements for that is getting a ribbon from the Battle Tower, and you have to complete the challenge, but only using level 50 Pokemon. And if Swampert got leveled up above level 50, I wouldn't have been able to use it. So I made sure to keep it under level 50 just so I could do that later. Gardevoir really wasn't as useful as I thought it would be in this Elite Four run, but it did what it could. That's mostly my fault for not setting up properly, but Gardevoir did what it could. Shiftry came in pretty clutch too. Swampert, unfortunately, later in this battle had to take a massive hit just so or no, not Swampert. Shiftry had to take a massive hit just so Swampert could come in and clean up. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this playthrough. I took it slow. I enjoyed it. It was really fun using my favorites and using move sets that I normally wouldn't get to use. Going forward, I also want to do similar styled videos for the other games, and I'll be sure to start logging from here on out on part 2 of my Fire Red and my Emerald playthroughs, because it just feels right logging everything. Like, it's the essence of an adventure. Right here, Weezing versus Armaldo, it was a pretty brutal fight. It just kept tanking hits and it kept spitting out charcoal boosted flamethrowers. Man, I just love Weezing so much. I think I will shiny hunt a Weezing later on, maybe for the Gen 4 Battle Frontier, or maybe just for fun, because not everything has to be for the Frontier, because I do just want to enjoy these games. One of my goals is to complete the Frontier, but it's not my only goal, I also want to have fun exploring and filling up the Pokedex. I've already completed one of my goals, which was getting at least one shiny Pokemon. Now I have several. But yeah, not everything is going to be just strictly for the Frontier. And right here, Metagross, it just swept the rest of my team. Like, it just cleaned up. Metagross is really strong. And as you'll see later in my notes, I do hint at another shiny hunt, which is only possible in the post game. And I'm pretty sure you could guess which Pokemon that'll be. It's like the obligatory broken Pokemon of the Battle Frontier, but it's one of my favorites still, and I do want to use it as OP as it is, just for fun. And like I said before, the Pokemon I do use in the Frontier, I want them to be shiny, because if you're gonna beat the Frontier, you have to go all out, But yeah, I beat the game. Now it's on to the others and my other tasks. Here I write down that I beat Wally, finally beat the Elite Four and the Champion. And that will pretty much be all the logging I'll do for Sapphire. And thankfully, I'm really deep in my shiny Trico hunt too. As you'll see soon, I have been keeping track of all those resets, and I know this isn't true, but I like to believe it just for peace of mind. But the farther you are in the shiny hunt, the more likely you are to get it. I know that's not true, but just thinking that it is just puts me at ease on these long runs. I know 2000 isn't that long, but I don't know, after 10 days it just starts to feel like it, because I only put about an hour into soft resetting every day. But yeah, these are all the resets I've been doing so far. I'm already in the double digits of days. Hopefully I find a shiny soon. But if I don't mind. Yeah, that's all I've been doing the past 10 days, guys. I will be uploading again Friday, maybe Saturday next week. I think that's what I'll be doing moving forward. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming along and have a great weekend.